I would not go to a wedding like this.
Zip it, everybody. Eyes here.
I know this is gonna sound insane, but I need to know if I'm the crazy one here. So, this person writes, my sister is getting married in 2 months, and she's decided to have a silent wedding, which means no one is allowed to talk.
Quiet. Zip it, Sinead.
Silence!
During the entire wedding. Well, I don't know if that's a bad thing. Instead, she expects all 200 plus guests to communicate using American Sign Language the entire day. Here's the thing. Literally no one knows ASL. Now, my sister is not deaf, nor her fiance, nor any of the immediate family members will be there, but she just thought it would be unique and intimate to focus on learning a completely new language for her wedding. Her exact words, quote, "It's more inclusive for the deaf community."
Pardon? Say what?
Reminder, no one at this wedding is deaf. No one knows ASL. I told her this is absolutely absurd and that she can't expect hundreds of people to learn a new language just for one day of her life. Well, she got furious and said, I'm ruining her vision and being ableist by refusing to participate. I told her this isn't about ableism. It's about the fact that none of us can communicate in ASL and that her wedding will basically just be 200 people sitting around silently confused as hell.
That.
She says we have plenty of time to learn the basics, but I'm a busy adult with a full-time job. I have a family and, I don't know, hobbies that don't involve learning an entirely new language for someone else's Instagram clout. So this person thinks it's all about the gram. Now, when I told her I might not even come if she doesn't ease up on the ASL only rule, she said I'm being selfish and not supportive of her groundbreaking idea. Is this real? Girl. My parents are on her side, of course, because they think it's cute and creative, and they've already started practicing the alphabet. Anyway, see, I could do the basics, right? Meanwhile, I feel like I'm living in some kind of unhinged dystopian reality where everyone is pretending this is a normal request for a wedding, and I am thinking this is crazy. So the point is, I'm asking this question. Am I losing my mind here? What do you say?
Yeah, I don't know ASL, but I think everybody knows what that means, right?
You don't think this is smart?
10% of the people will know some ASL. 90% of the people will not even try. And after 5 minutes of the stupidity, people are just going to be talking.
They're going to be talking.
I guarantee you.
Or you could be like me when I go to another country and I don't speak the language. I just point at stuff.
Or how do you speak ASL just louder? That's when you're in a foreign country. You just say English louder.
You get louder. They're not having people learn ASL to communicate with the bride's family or grandmother because she can't hear. It's because the bride is bored and wants something creative to do. And I don't know. This is not the time. You're not learning it for the right reason, basically.
A couple of comments here. This kind of hits the nail on the head. It says, to diminish a real lived experience, either via injury, illness, or being born deaf, and appropriate it as an aesthetic for your wedding is just massive ignorance. What's the phrase now? Virtue signaling? Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I don't think it's even virtue signaling. I think she's just bored.
If you're bored planning a wedding, you're not doing it right.
If you don't want people to talk at your wedding, just say, I don't want y'all to talk. That's it.
That would be Laila's wedding. Zip it, everybody. Eyes here. Would that be Laila's wedding?
It's chaotic, but they had a good time. They had themed outfits. They had a ball. That was a fun wedding. Chaotic with fun.
Yeah. It's like when your wedding theme is the Met Gala or something like that.
Well, that wasn't Met.
Yeah,
that was a mess. But they had fun.
the mess gala.
It was the mess. Well, they had a ball. They had a great time.
My friend Lisa is marrying her fiance Sophie in 2 months, and I've known both of them for several years, and I am, or at least was until this whole debacle, quite close with Lisa. So I was not surprised that they invited me to the wedding. However, on the invitation, it was noted that it's a man free event, meaning that no men are allowed to be there, no men at all.
No men, please.
No men allowed.
Now, I'm on good terms with Lisa's brother, so I texted him to ask if he knows what's up with that whole thing and if at least the bride's families are an exception to the no men rule. Apparently, both he and his father are not invited to the wedding. He doesn't know about Sophie's family, but assumes it's the same with them, and he has no idea what prompted the rule. He says that at present, it has, in my opinion, understandably, turned into a whole family dispute. I think I wouldn't have gone anyway because not allowing the presence of any men at all just feels weird to me, but especially in light of the information I got from Lisa's brother. I called her to say that I will be unfortunately unable to attend. She asked me why, and I tried to make a good excuse, but I'm a bad liar.
You lie, she lie. Everybody lie, he'll lie, they'll lie.
So after she pressed me for a reason, I told her the truth, that I think that no men rule is weird, and I don't want to be involved in that. I did not tell her that I contacted her brother, just that I'm not a fan of events segregated by gender. Lisa said that I'm not being a good friend to her because I'm not supportive of them wanting their wedding to be fully centered on women. I told her that it would be centered on women anyway, considering that both the people getting married are women. She hung up and I've not heard from her since, but Sophie has been sending me messages saying I have, quote, internalized misogyny. I personally think I behaved reasonably, but Lisa and Sophie evidently disagree. So am I the a-hole in this situation? Why in the world would you not want your family to be there?
Yeah, dad, brother.
Yeah, no matter what their gender.
I'm not going to listen and say, oh, I can't invite dad because he's a guy, and I can't invite my brother because he's a guy. Like, who's doing all that?
It feels like, we're at a time where we're beyond all that, like men versus women, but clearly not.
So here are some of the comments on this one. I am a hardcore feminist, and to me, that means advocating for equality amongst genders, not try to put men down to push women up. That's a horrible idea. Another person writes, it's a wedding invitation, not a summons. You're always free to decline to attend for any reason or for no reason at all. You don't have to give a reason, just don't go. And this person says, pretty much every wedding ever is woman-centered. That's a good point. Am I the a-hole for demanding my mom wear pajamas to my wedding? How are you going to demand your mama do something? That's the first question. I'm getting married in a few months. Since I was in 5th grade, I've always wanted to have a pajama-themed wedding. Okay. Think pillow forts, movies, pizzas, bathrobes, sleeping masks, and slippers.
I'm out.
I'll take a selfie of my robe from my bed and say, I'm sorry, I can't make it. Have fun. I've always wanted to have fun at my wedding, and honestly, I think it will be a blast. Now, I will be wearing a real wedding dress, but it looks very much like a nightgown. Other than that, I want people to wear pajamas. I want to clarify that this is not a, what you sleep in kind of wedding, but specifically pajamas. What do you sleep in?
Nothing.
Now, here's the problem. My mom doesn't want to wear the pajamas, and she said she wants to look pretty. I think there are plenty of beautiful vintage style nightgowns. She also doesn't want to be cold.
Seems reasonable.
Now, this will be outside in a tent, but everyone can wear as many layers as they like. We will have blankets and we won't be outside long. Just the ceremony, and then we're going out to eat at a restaurant, and she doesn't want to go out in pajamas either.
Yeah.
Now, I told her I've been planning this for a long time, and she said she thought I outgrown it. Because
maybe in 6th grade you outgrow it.
Right. Solutions I have offered: wool underlayers, blankets, bathrobes, wool socks, and slippers. And I've even said that she can wear a real cloak instead. So am I the a-hole? What do you say?
Here's some solutions. Don't do that crap. What?
I would not go to a wedding like this. I'm out.
Yeah. Commenter says, this sounds like an attention-seeking nightmare. You'll be the only one wearing appropriate clothes while your guests are sitting around in bed clothes at a public restaurant.
That part too. Why are they going to a restaurant after?
Yeah.
How big is this wedding list?
It's getting shorter all the time, I'm sure. Another commenter says, she knows she is forcing people to be uncomfortable and is very much okay with that.
That's true.
This sounds like a dreadful wedding theme. If everyone is telling you it's great, they are lying, trying not to hurt your feelings.
There is an update to this, by the way. The person says, okay, this has blown up a lot. It seems most of you think I'm the a-hole. I will rethink my venue and maybe get a caterer instead of taking everyone to a restaurant. Good. This was going to be in someone's backyard, so it's not like I'm trying to trap them outside. The PJs stay part of the plan. So PJs are still the plan, but bride says I may bring in a caterer now instead of, hauling everyone in their PJs and slippers to the Applebee's. That's what it's given. Do you like theme parties? Because theme weddings, I'm over.
You know, I like a theme party. We used to have one every Christmas. We will show some pictures of you at one of my theme parties right here.
I always deliver on the theme parties.
Yes, you did. No, you went all out on your costume, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, thank you. I like a little theme party.